Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, voice you know with the news you trust studio, sponsored by the Family Forest Carbon Program, where we help family forest owners get paid to improve the health of their woods. Well, under overcast skies, the sun is trying to peek through a little bit. Right now we have 62 degrees on the barn thermometer. We're looking for a warm up into the low to mid 70s today, and hopefully that breeze keeps going. We had some light sprinkles yesterday, which knocked everyone out of the field. If we get some drying, I think folks will be back at it. Well, looking at the calendar, it doesn't feel like it, but we are just days away from the month of June, and that is National Dairy Month. The American Dairy Association Mideast encourages you to celebrate the month of June as National Dairy Month. Visit their website at drink-milk.com to learn more. Crop insurance and planting dates making agricultural headlines. Now, farmers in most of the larger corn-producing states in the Midwest and the Plains states appear to be on schedule to meet their crop insurance final planting dates to protect their coverage levels. Now, several major corn planting states are now in that crop insurance late planting window after May 25th. Some others move into that window on May the 31st. Here in Ohio, that date does not fall until June 5th. Now, USDA's NASS Weekly Crop Progress Report shows the planting season has largely stayed on schedule across the Corn Belt. Final planting date effectively means the last date to plant a crop with full crop insurance coverage. Each day of planting after that results in a loss of 1% of that crop insurance coverage. So when it comes to corn, some states have a late planting date period with that 20-day late planting window. Others have a 25-day late planting window. After that late planting period ends, the insurance coverage actually drops to 55% of what the original guarantee was for corn. Now, if we take a look here in the Buckeye State, that date actually falls later than a lot of the other ones. In Ohio, the final planting date for corn is not until June the 5th. That late planting period then actually stretches all the way till June the 30th. Now, when it comes to final planting dates for soybeans, that doesn't hit in the Midwest and Plain states until we get to June 10th. For the soybeans, that yield guarantee falls 1% for 25 days, and the coverage then drops to 60% of the original guarantee by the end. June 20th happens to be the final soybean planting date here in Ohio. Now, another thing there has been some discussion about is prevent planted acres, and as crop insurance protection declines and conditions become more complicated in some areas of the country, it typically leads to that fear of prevented planting acres. Prevented planting acres can fluctuate year to year depending on weather challenges, and in 2019, that's when we had that record year of flooding. There were 19.6 million acres of prevent plant. In 2021, farmers reported just 2 million acres, and last year, farmers reported 4.72 million acres of prevent plant. That was up from the 2023 total that was 1.14. Now, producers are advised to call their crop insurance agents immediately when looking at potential for prevent plant situations. The FSA office deadline to record prevent plant is 15 days after that final planting date. Well, let's get a check now on what our Thursday weather forecast looks like, brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance, online at seedconsultants.com.
Mostly dry weather in for the balance of your Thursday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Let's take a quick look at that Ohio Ag weather update. While Thursday is dry, overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, we're seeing another wave of moisture coming out of the Missouri Valley, moving across southern Illinois and into the Ohio and Tennessee valleys. That's going to take some moisture and put it into Ohio from I-70 southward. Might even see it up to US 30 in a few spots, but I-70 southward I feel comfortable with, anywhere from a quarter to 3/4 of an inch coming out of that. Coverage nearly 100% of the area I-70 southward. Northern parts of the state seeing some clouds, but not additional moisture. Have some moisture trying to come through Michigan and the Great Lakes overnight tomorrow night into early Saturday morning. From there, we are dry everywhere for the weekend through midweek next week. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Let's get an analysis on today's markets from Leist Mercantile. This update brought to us by Brandt, helping growers take control for over 70 years.
This is Ryan Metzger with Leist Mercantile, providing you with your week-ending fundamentals since the export date of release will not be out until tomorrow due to the Memorial Day holiday. The news dominating the market this morning comes off the announcement last night that the U.S. Court of International Trade ruled that President Donald Trump overstepped his authority in using the Emergency Economic Powers Powers Act to impose tariffs on all countries. A 3-judge panel declared Trump's orders placing 10% on all countries, with the rates for some countries to be raised in July, fell outside of the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, which allows the president to regulate economic transactions in emergency situations. The Trump administration is set to appeal the ruling in federal court, but it is likely that it won't get resolved until it reaches the Supreme Court. There are other ways that Trump could proceed to levy tariffs without the approval of Congress, but they could take several weeks to go through the process. So now the question is, without the threat of tariffs on the table, what do other countries do in negotiations? Please visit our website, licemercantile.com, to learn more about our grain marketing program and crop insurance services.
And thanks, Ryan. Let's turn now to those markets brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Well, July corn is trading down 4.5 cents at $4.46 1/2 cents. December new crop down 2 1/4 at $4.41 1/4. July soybeans are trading down 6 1/4 cents at $10.42 1/4 cents, with November new crop beans down 7 cents at $10.30 1/2, and wheat for July trading up 1 1/4 penny, $5.31 1/2 cents. June live cattle are trading up $1.15 at $215.07 1/2 cents, and June lean hogs down 12.5 cents at $100.15. You're listening to the Ohio AgNet.